This is the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show, and we're backstage here at the Galaxy Concert Theater in beautiful downtown Santa Ana with Jerry Only of the Misfits. How you doing, Jerry?
Good, Eric. Good to see you.
Now, Jerry, it's been a few years. The last time I interviewed you was 2008. You were starting a new family at that time.
Yes, I was.
And so tell me what's been up with you since then?
Well, we've been working on putting together a solid lineup. I mean, that's always job one, especially in a punk band. And obviously now we got a new album ready to go. And I had a little girl, and I hopefully I'm going to be home next year spending time with her, so everybody's got a nice new record to listen to and absorb it. So, I mean, that's really where it's at for us right now.
Jerry, do you feel like having the addition of a new child in your life, that you can live vicariously through the youth of your child?
Oh, I believe everybody does. I think that having children really regenerates your whole aspect on life. So, yeah, we have a great time together. You know, and it's nice. She likes football, and she likes playing guitar, and she actually sings on our new record. So.
Wow.
Yeah, she's actually pretty hip on the music. I bought her a turntable up in Toronto, an old Emerson. It was in a box from 1963 with the warranty and everything in an antique store. And I go around Chicago with a wagon and her, and we go to the record stores and look at all the used 45s. And we buy 45s for like 10 cents or a quarter a piece. We got about 500 of them now, and they're all the old classics. I got Nat King Cole's Christmas Song, and Puff the Magic Dragon and things like this. So we spin discs at home.
What have been the highlights of this tour so far?
We have a new drummer. We had to let Robo go because of his Colombian passport. He's bad. It's like I want to say it's like a rain cloud that follows us around. Anytime we go to different countries, especially in Europe, all at once certain countries won't let him in. Now that immediately cancels shows. That immediately changes all our flight itinerary and things like that, and it's a big loss of money. So this has been going on since, oh God, '82. So I mean, it came to a point in the road where we just couldn't deal with it, and we got a drummer from Murphy's Law, a hardcore band out of New York City, Eric the Goat Arce, we call him, and he's the Chupacabra on our new record. He needs a monster name now that he's with us, and he does jujitsu with the Gracies, and he works out with the kids all day. We got a really neat program going. The kids got the mat out wrestling and lifting weights, and my son's our tour manager. His band is our crew. If you go up in our dressing room, you'll see they have a rehearsal set up for them to work on their stuff when they're not done working with us. They when the opening bands play, they go rehearse their stuff. And, hopefully I'm going to have them open for us when we go out again. And it's really nice. I think we finally came to a level of tranquility as far as personnel. And picking Eric up really put us at another level. He plays fantastic. You'll see him tonight. And, it's something that was well needed. I mean, the drummer drives as the engine for the vehicle, so he really takes it to the limit. I'm really happy with him.
You've been doing this for so many years, and you are like a living icon in music. I mean,
the main word is living.
Do you ever reflect on that?
I'll be honest with you. People come up to me and say that all the time, and I remember Michael Jordan saying, "You're only as good as your last game." So the thing is that I understand that we influence a lot of people, and what we do well, and the thing is you have to maintain that level of excellence every night, and you really can't, slack because people look up to you or have been influenced by you. So it really doesn't change anything. And people say, make comments like that, and I just say, no, I'm too short to be God. I mean, so that has nothing to do with that. It's a matter of really being dedicated to the work. I mean, so much so that it causes a lot of rifts back at home, and that's what I'm dealing with now. I'm dealing with trying to maintain the level of ferocity that we're attacking with on this tour, putting together a new record, and still trying to maintain some type of stability at home for my wife and my girl. So it's, right now it's. I'm losing on a couple of fronts, but tonight I'm going to have to take it out on these people. So I find that I just got to make sure I don't lose control. Like last night, I had a bit of a problem, and we played fantastic. So I managed to drop everything out on the stage without overdoing it or hurting myself or hurting anybody else. So it's a nice vent, punk music, I guess. Yeah. So we happen to be right in the middle of the eye of the hurricane, I guess you could say. But when we're playing it for a big game, we're playing hard. So.
everybody is waiting with bated breath for the new Misfits album.
Oh, wait till you hear it.
Okay, so you got to reveal some stuff about this to us, okay? What is the name of the album?
It is called The Devil's Reign, and it is, in my opinion, probably one of the more classic-sounding Misfit records. It has a little bit of everything in it. Des wrote a couple of songs that the timing is off the map. The super thrash. I wrote a song called Dark Shadows that is hopefully going to be on the Johnny Depp's film.
Dark Shadows is going to appear in a Tim Burton movie.
We're submitting it.
You're submitting it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna keep our fingers.
Yeah,
crossed.
well, you know, we've sent stuff to Tim before. When he did Mars Attacks, we sent him the Mars Attacks song off the Geffen record, and he was already done editing, and he sent back a nice letter saying he liked it. And then we sent him the Forbidden Zone for Planet of the Apes, which he left that whole part out of the Planet of the Apes. So the thing was, there was no Forbidden Zone. So this is our third shot at bringing something in, and to me, it's a ballad. It's a really strong ballad. And that's kind of my focus now, is to try and hit songs out of the park. You know, do something that is just going to be huge from a commercial standpoint in the media, like for monster films and things of this nature. And just totally up our game writing-wise. We recorded it in Colorado with Ed Stasium, who did all the Ramones stuff. Ed is a magician. He has all kinds of fantastic backing vocals. My daughter does one of them, actually, on one of the songs about Juarez, Mexico, where all the girls have been missing. It's called Where Did They Go? We have a song called Sleepwalking, which is kind of like a chain gang kind of thing. And we just keep building it and building it and building it, which is kind of rare. Usually we come out and do a song that's got a structure to it. This is a wind. It just builds itself up. Let's see what else we got. We got a song called The Monkey's Paw. The Monkey's Paw is kind of like a love song of someone who wants to bring back their deceased lover from the dead. So it's kind of got that hook. And Land of the Dead, which we put out with Robo, we redid that. That's on there. And The Devil's Reign itself is, in my opinion, a real masterpiece. It's recorded in Colorado, where we took all the rain and the thunder and built it into the song. So all the sound effects were produced in Colorado. And the last song, which is called The Death Ray, we used, when we first did it, we used War of the Worlds, we used Star Wars sounds, and we called Paramount, and they just wouldn't get off their ass and do anything. So we actually went out and recreated all the sounds. The War of the Worlds ray gun is Ed with a bottleneck thing playing guitar with all this reverb. The lightsabers that you hear crashing are me and my son banging rocks off a metal bleacher out by the football field. And he has this other thing that's like the jingle bells that he slowed down, and it sounds like when the Martian ships are moving down the road. So that's how our album ends. Our album ends with a War of the Worlds battle scene between humans and Martians, and it kind of covers everything.
Album cover art.
Same guy, Sudak, that did the Land of the Dead.
What is the album cover art going to look like now?
Well, The Devil's Reign, the concept is that...
The movie?
Yeah, you know it, right? I think it was William Shatner's first.
Yeah.
Okay? The concept is that a bunch of people sold their souls to the devil, and 300 years later, they've come to collect them. And the way they are collected is through the Devil's Reign. The Devil's Reign melts them. So the cover is basically going to be a melt job of Misfits being stuck in the Devil's Reign. We finished the album. We mastered the album. I have it with me. If you guys, when you're done, if you want to hear it, I'll throw it on for you. Older Misfit albums were very guitar-heavy, bass-heavy. This is drums and vocals. Yeah, it has the speed, it has the aggression, but it is going to hit a much wider bass. Okay, what I'm hoping happens is that there's this whole today out in the media. There's this whole what do I want to call it? Twilight audience. They're these, teenage kids. They're all about, goth vampires, and they got a really good feel for things. I think this is going to really take them by surprise, and I think that it's going to put us in a position where we're not just playing to people who are basically punk rock oriented, but we're playing to everybody. And I think that some of these songs are classics. I think that they stack up against anything that we've done. So, it's a different feel. I like where we're going with it. My son helped produce it with Ed. And like I say, I got everybody involved, so I'm real proud of it.
Are you singing on every song?
No. Des wrote 2 of them. There's 16 songs, and then The Devil's Reign is also a bonus track with the Navajo Indians on top of it. which I'll play for you first, and then I'll let you listen to the album in its entirety, because we were out there and Ed Stasium had done an album for the Navajo, and he just so happened to, because I told him, listen, I want this thing to sound tribal. I want it to sound like it's like ancient tribal ritual sounding thing. I said, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that groove. And he had done that, and then after we had done the song, we came in one morning and he was working from about 6 a.m. We usually start around 9. And he said, I want you to hear this, and he threw it on. And his song that he did for the Navajo Indians was exactly in the right key and exactly in the right tempo. He just laid it on top like you butter a piece of bread, and it fell perfectly. You know, and then I played it for John, our manager, who you know, and he listened to me. He said, Jerry, look, he said, that's like a big production piece like The Lion King or something. He said, you know, you better not open your album with it. He said, you know, you have so many kids out there that are used to you guys being this hard-ass punk band. You know, you don't want to throw up this big, you know, surround sound thing in their face, because he said, you know, they're not going to get it. So I said, okay, let's compromise. I says, let's put it at the end of the album as a bonus track. Actually, I'm going to give you the lyrics since you're going to listen to it. If you got 55 minutes, you can proof the lyrics for me. Okay. I've been having everybody that listens to it proof the lyrics, so it's tight.
The Blaring Out Show.